get your popcorn ready as we talk about ball. Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, and it's on. Get your popcorn ready as we talk about ball. Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, and it's on. And it's on. And it's on.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and you've tuned in to the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, the place to find my raw and uncut in podcast form. First and foremost, Cowboys Nation, I want to thank each and every one of you who has decided to subscribe to the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel. And what we do here, we have hit our milestone before training camp. We got past 10,000 subscribers, and I couldn't do it without each and every one of you. But I will admit, Cowboys Nation, it has been a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster since first starting the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel. Remember, Cowboys Nation, I started this channel during our last 12-5 season, the 2023 season to be exact, the season where we got manhandled during Super Wildcard Weekend by the Green Bay Packers. We did a lot of our growing that year, Cowboys Nation. 2024, we kind of slowed down. The momentum slowed down because the Cowboys weren't good last year. And that's something that I've noticed, Cowboys Nation. When the Dallas Cowboys are doing great, everyone comes out to celebrate. When we have a season like we did in 2024, the diehards come out. The DC for life fans come out, and it's a wonderful thing to see. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to tell each and every one of you, thank you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your likes, for your shares. Thank you for your support mentally, emotionally, financially, and spiritually. You men and women have been here with me, tackling a lot of things together, growing together, building together. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you to each and every one of you guys who tune in to the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel for hitting 10K. It may be insignificant to some people, but it means the world to me. And also, I want to extend my deepest condolences to the man that I consider a brother in the nation and a content creator. I consider him one of my Mount Rushmore faces. I'm sending my prayers and condolences to Law Nation and his family. Throughout this entire situation, throughout it all, you've stood on business. You've kept things flowing in the nation. I aspire to have a fraction of that strength when that time comes, Law. But I'm going to keep it a buck. We love you, Law Nation. You and your family are definitely in our prayers. But let's go ahead and get to this Dallas Cowboys talk, Angry Cowboys fan family. All right, Angry Cowboys fan family, do I have a show for you guys? We're going to be talking about Brian Schottenheimer and what the Schotty Effect has done to this team so far. We'll be talking about the way I feel Brian Schottenheimer has set his goals for the Dallas Cowboys offense. We'll be touching base on the wide receiver 3 position, but I want to start this show off with the Dallas Cowboys making free agency moves for the players before minicamp and training camp. So let's go ahead and dive into that during this episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast. All right, Cowboys Nation, there have been a couple of players that have been linked to the Dallas Cowboys. Those players are Nick Chubb and cornerback Jair Alexander. I hate to be the wet blanket for Cowboys Nation. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I hate to be that guy. But the Dallas Cowboys aren't going to go out and pick up another player for these specific positions before preseason. It's not going to happen, Cowboys Nation. There is this glaring question mark of the potential of these different positions. With the running back position, the Dallas Cowboys currently have Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, Jadon Blue, Phil Maffa, Deuce Vaughn, and Hunter Lipke right now. So what, we're going to add a player like Nick Chubb? What if the Dallas Cowboys bring in Nick Chubb and Phil Maffa can perform Nick Chubb's duty, but better? Jadon Blue can perform his duties better. Should we just stick with Nick Chubb because it's Nick Chubb and everybody recognizes that name? Also, with the cornerback position, Cowboys fans want the Dallas Cowboys to go after Jair Alexander, with Trayvon Diggs being a huge question mark. He won't start out the season, but when will he truly be available? Javon Revel Jr., he's a huge question mark. Galen Carsons is a huge question mark. The question mark not being the player's ability, but their availability. The biggest question mark being what the team has now, managing without making such a magnanimous deal for a player for 1 year. $17 million is just too much to pay for one player for a 1-year rental. And let's not talk about taking less, because if he would have took less, the Green Bay Packers would have offered him less. Jair Alexander wants his money, all of his money, and the Dallas Cowboys aren't going to be the team to give him $17 million to rent him for a year. Would Diggs, Bland, and Jair Alexander be something to see? Would it be special? Maybe. But could Diggs, Bland, and Revel be special? Maybe. I feel that if the Dallas Cowboys needed that cornerback from free agency, they would go with the guy that was at the Star earlier this year, and that's Stephon Gilmore. He's played for the Dallas Cowboys and was successful playing with the Dallas Cowboys. He knows the organization and is familiar with Brian Schottenheimer. He would be way more affordable than a Jair Alexander or a Jalen Ramsey. So if the Dallas Cowboys front office is making a move for a DB, I think that it would be the move to go get Gilly Rock. But this makes me think of something that crossed my mind at the start of free agency, and that is Cowboys Nation has a tendency to link everybody in free agency to the Dallas Cowboys. The 3- and 4-letter networks will tie the Dallas Cowboys to every single free agent. Fans can sit there and work themselves up by suggesting the most expensive player out there, knowing good and damn well that it's not going to fly with Jerry and Stephen Jones. Then, when that player's picked up by another team, our fan base gets mad that we didn't get him, knowing good and damn well that our front office wasn't going to make that move. We got $32 million in salary cap. We can afford it. Y'all know the Joneses philosophy. How long have you been a Dallas Cowboys fan? You know the Joneses philosophy. Why spend $17 million on one player when you can spend $17 million on 3 players to fill more positions? With that $17 million, you could address 2 other positions while also addressing the cornerback position as well. You could address the cornerback position and defensive tackle position with that much money and get 2 quality players. At the end of the day, you may be able to knock off a couple million, but is the juice gonna be worth the squeeze for a player who hasn't completed an entire season since 2022? I feel that Dallas Cowboys fans fall in love with the idea of a player when they're at the height of their career. That's not the player that we're gonna end up getting, Cowboys Nation. Some of these guys are post-injury for a second time. Do we really want to take that gamble? Do we really want to spend $17 million on a player who hasn't seen the entire season since 2022? I don't know, Cowboys Nation. I know I'm not with it. But me, personally, I don't think that this acquisition is going to happen. The Jalen Ramsey acquisition isn't going to happen. A Trey Henderson acquisition isn't going to happen. David Njoku isn't going to happen. I feel the Dallas Cowboys are content with who they have on this 90-man roster going into mini camps and training camps, so we can finally trim it down to the 53-man roster and practice squad that we're going to go into the season with. Y'all don't take it out on the messenger. I'm just delivering the real, that raw and uncut. But jumping into the next topic on the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, the Schotty Effect is taking effect on this Dallas Cowboys team, and it looks amazing. Some people are downplaying it as if it doesn't mean anything, but it means everything, Cowboys Nation. Everyone knows that football is not just physical, it's mental as well. A lot of us know that talent's not the only thing that's going to win us a championship. It takes a winning environment, a winning philosophy, a winning attitude, and winning attack. In order to do that, you have to get these players to buy into what you're doing. Brian Schottenheimer is truly getting this team to buy into what he's doing. Even though some things may be a little plucky, it's getting these players to buy in. I mean, you've got Micah Parsons calling different Cowboys players and Brian Schottenheimer just to tell them good night. I mean, Trayvon Diggs called him out saying that he was on his TikTok stuff. Whatever it is, it's getting these guys closer as brothers. If you haven't seen the clip, which I know you being a Cowboys fan, you have, but y'all know I got to show it to you anyway. So let's go ahead and watch the clip right now.
Hello? Yo.
Yo, what's going on, fam?
Nah, I just wanted to say goodnight, bro.
What you are, bro? I know you lying, bro.
Nah, bro. I love you, my nigga. I want to say,
too, bro.
Yeah, I wanted to say
I
goodnight.
appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
It's good for my mental, bro. This is what I needed, man.
Bro, that's the part that I hate. Like, I just feel like recently nobody check up on us no more.
Nah, fact, bro. Like, the reassurance, bro, just that somebody is always there for you and valuable, bro. Shit.
Hey, I love that, bro. For real.
Man, this made my night, bro. This made my night, dog.
That's special to me. I love that you said that.
That's what it's about, bro. Squad up.
The reassurance is that someone is there for you. I like what Tyler Smith said. And actually, Brian Schottenheimer is being that person that's there for them as well. But let's go ahead and go into the second one.
Yo, bro.
What's good?
I just called to say goodnight.
I heard that.
Yeah,
I seen the video.
I love you, bro. I love you.
Videos, bro.
Hey, good night, bro.
Hey, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you have a good night as well. You coming to dinner on Monday?
Yeah, seriously.
Yes, Sirski. This is what I'm talking about. Micah Parsons is taking that leadership role to a whole new level. He just called Oso Digizawa and just told him good night. This is what our leaders need to do with the Dallas Cowboys. But let's go ahead and go into the third one.
What up, buddy?
What up, Coach?
What you doing, man? You all right?
Yeah, I just wanted to say goodnight.
Okay. I love that, bro. What's going on? Y'all good?
Hell yeah. You know what I mean? I just feel like, as player to coach, just checking in on you, mental, say goodnight. Hope fans well. See you Monday. Excited about next week. Just a good night.
Well, good, man. Well, hey, look, I know this is weird for everybody, man, but look, you're handling everything the right way, bro. And this thing's going to get worked out. And, again, I'm thrilled to see where we take this thing, man. We're building something special, and you're going to be a huge part of it, bro.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Schotty. Take a shotty from me when you got a chance, man.
Hey, I'm drinking a shotty right now, man. Get ready to hit it. Turn it tonight, brother.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I appreciate the call, man, for real. And I look forward to seeing you Monday, and it's going to be a great week.
Hell yeah. See you soon, Coach.
All right, brother. Appreciate you, man. Later.
That's what I'm talking about, Cowboys Nation. When you have a coach like that, when you can have a coach that you can just call and joke with and laugh with, this is what the Dallas Cowboys need. Since when have we had this, Cowboys Nation? Y'all, I can't recollect right now. Y'all let me know in the comment section. Since when have we had this with our coach? But now let's go ahead and get into the final one that I got for you, and this is the clip from Cavante Turpin.
What's up, brother?
Yo, bro, I just called to say goodnight, bro.
Oh, I only got something. Man, you funny as fuck, son. All right, good night, my dog.
That's all, bro. Good night, bro.
Good night,
Sleep
my
well,
dog.
bro.
Hey, have a good night, my dog.
Have a good night, my dog. Man, ain't nothing like having that brotherhood within the locker room, that brotherhood amongst everybody on the team. I love seeing it. Let's go ahead and get back to the Raw and Uncut. Cowboys Nation, this is the type of thing that I love to see when it comes from the Dallas Cowboys. I love what Brian Schottenheimer's trying to implement when it comes to this Dallas Cowboys team. Togetherness, family, the break from the practice huddle that says 1, 2, 3, family. This is the togetherness, the family, the bonding that I want to see from this team. This is one of those things that this organization has been missing for years. Tell me, Cowboys Nation, when have you saw the coach get so animated on the sideline, so vocal? I know this is only OTAs and we haven't even started minicamp yet, but this is a great way to start the journey because the journey doesn't start when the regular season starts. The journey starts when your season ends the year prior. I got a question, Cowboys Nation. This sense of urgency, this sense of involvement with the head coach. When was the last time you felt this sense of urgency with the organization from the top down? Barry Switzer? Jimmy Johnson? And I'm talking from the ground up. I'm not talking about bringing one or two players in for free agency. I'm talking about great moves in the hiring process when it comes to the coaches, bringing in great depth pieces and starters, all of that stuff, Cowboys Nation. When was the last time it happened? We say every year that things may be different than it was last year, but I truly feel this year seems so much different. The front office is making different moves. This coaching staff is coming up with different moves. These players are starting to move different. I honestly love to see it, Cowboys Nation. I love the moves. We'll see how different the moves are going to turn out in the first home game when the players come out to something different than thunderstruck. But this is the Schotty Effect on the Dallas Cowboys to bring this team to a place where the team is one. Not worrying about who's going to be coaching the team after this year. Not having civil wars within the locker room. This is probably the most cohesive I've seen this Dallas Cowboys team since probably 2016, where the entire team united under Dak Prescott. Everyone's starting to rally behind Coach Schotty, turning these men into a unit, turning these 53 brands into a team. So tell me, Cowboys Nation, what do you feel about the Schotty Effect on the Dallas Cowboys team? Do you feel that it's having an impact as much as I feel it's having an impact? Y'all know how we do it. We always talk about it in the comment section. So, with the Schotty Effect taking effect, what would this Dallas Cowboys offense look like under Brian Schottenheimer? Well, Cowboys Nation, I see this offense depending upon the run, with the pass being the last resort. It's different than saying we want to establish the run and veering away from it like under Mike McCarthy. I see Brian Schottenheimer wanting to establish the run and using it as a tool in this offensive scheme. I've asked this question numerous times to Cowboys fans, and I have yet to receive an answer. So I'm going to ask the Angry Cowboys fan family. If the Dallas Cowboys rely so heavily on Dak Prescott in the passing game, what happens when you only have one wide receiver weapon and subpar rushing attack? What happens when the opposing defensive coordinator watches film, sees you target CeeDee Lamb over and over, and they take away your passing attack? What do you do then? What can you rely on when your defense can't get to the quarterback the way they used to with lesser opponents in the regular season? When your DBs can't get those turnovers that they did during the regular season? What do you rely on? You have absolutely nothing to rely on. So this is why establishing a dominant rushing attack throughout training camp into the regular season, that way you have more than one way to win in the postseason. Brian Schottenheimer sees this and is coming up with that secondary way of winning games. One thing that history has shown us with the Schottenheimer scheme is that he has a knack for adapting to different situations. If he sees a team having success against an upcoming opponent with a particular play, he will marry that play into the offensive scheme when we face said opponent. If he sees something that's not working against a certain defense during a game, he will adjust. This is something that we didn't have any luck with under Mike McCarthy. This is one of the reasons why our offense couldn't come out of the half and put any points on the board. Not only that, but the intensity Schotty's showing during these OTAs is very encouraging. How many years did Cowboys Nation complain about Jason Garrett clapping on the sidelines? How many times did Cowboys Nation complain about bump on a log Mike McCarthy? Playing on a championship team myself, I always looked up to the coach's energy and tried to match it. There was never a day where the coach was sluggish. He brought the intensity, which made me want to bring the intensity. This is what I feel Brian Schottenheimer is doing, and the team is following suit. Schotty is leading by example. Something that I hope translates on the field with the leaders of this team. Well, as we understand Schotty's focus is to marry the run with the play-action pass, I feel it's imperative we establish a rushing attack, that we establish a running back one. Who will be the starter? Who will be the relief? Who will be the change of pace back? Who will be that receiving back who will go in there and help with pass pro? These are the things that need to be established and will be established during training camp and preseason. The players that I would pick for my backfield would be Jadon Blue, Javonte Williams, Phil Maffa, and Hunter Lipke. I know everyone wants to have that home run hitter in the backfield, but I would much rather have a running back that can carry the ball 4.5 to 5 yards per carry. Players that can tenderize the opposing defensive fronts, allow Jadon Blue to gash them for chunk yardage. This way we could use those runs to help chew up the time of possession. That way we can help our defense by giving them a breather. We establish a dominant rushing attack, this way causing the defenses to have no choice but to focus on the run, allowing Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jalen Tolbert, and Jake Ferguson to pick up the pieces by the passing attack, just like the Eagles did last year in the Super Bowl. But mentioning the wide receivers, this is the list that I would like to see on the 53-man rosters as far as wide receivers go. CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver 1. George Pickens, wide receiver 2. Jalen Tolbert, wide receiver 3. Avonte Turpin, wide receiver 4. Jonathan Mingo, wide receiver 5. And personally, I would like to see either Ryan Flournoy or Trayshawn Holden to be that wide receiver 6. Each receiver being able to block in rushing downs while being a legitimate threat in passing downs. But there's something about Trayshawn Holden's attitude that I love, Cowboys Nation. The attitude that I'm here to take somebody's job and be a dog on the field is what I like to see. So let's take a quick look at the interview that impressed me real quick.
Tommy Yarsh here, joined by former Oregon wide receiver, now new Dallas Cowboy, Trayshawn Holden. Trayshawn, thanks for making some time. As you've made your way here to Dallas, what are some of your first impressions of being here, walking around the building, and getting to meet some of your new teammates?
It's great. It's like an Oregon times 10. The facility is insane. It's crazy. It's very nice. City lovely. I can't wait to make something happen.
You mentioned the Oregon facility is one thing. How does this compare? Is it not even close?
It's not close at all. Oregon nice though. Oregon nice, but Oregon ain't got nothing on this.
As you've kind of gone here, I know one of the things I'm sure you're looking forward to is you get to reunite with your collegiate wide receivers coach and Junior Adams. What have your conversations been like with him up to this point, and how excited are you to get back to work with him?
Shoot, I'm very excited. He told me if he got the chance to come get me, he was coming to get me. So he got a dog. Yeah, I'm ready to make it happen. So,
what's your relationship been like with him over your time in college and now having a chance to grow that to the professional level?
It's me and his relationship is more than player coach. Like, I call him if I need something, just to talk to somebody. Like, we got a really good relationship. So it's good that we have it in the pros for sure. Yeah.
I know that it's somewhat disappointing to not get drafted, but how have you attacked this mindset of, okay, I'm going to come and show something here in rookie minicamp?
No, yeah, I was hurt, that 24-hour rule. I was hurting, but now I'm here and I'm ready to make it happen and do what I can to show everybody I belong. Yeah.
What are you looking to prove, not just for people, but for yourself here over the course of these next couple of days in minicamp?
Prove everybody wrong. Everybody. I'm coming for heads. For sure. That's it. Yeah.
Trayshawn Holden, thanks so much for the time.
Nice to meet you.
He knows what he got. He's got a dog. That's what I'm talking about, Cowboys Nation. This is the type of attitude I want to see in every single one of our wide receivers out there this year. That hunger, that want, that desire, that determination. A chip on their shoulder. This is what I want to see within this Dallas Cowboys organization. If you have to take the fact that 2 out of 4 teams in our division made it to the NFC Championship, then that's what you use as motivation. If it's the fact that your father wasn't able to get to the point in his career that you want to get a Super Bowl championship, that should be your motivation. If you use the fact that this organization and its fans deserve it, that should be your motivation. With the dogs that we have in that wide receiver room, that alone should free up the box. That alone should help the rushing attack. There is no way a defense is going to stick to a single high look with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens out there on the field. A part of me wishes that the Dallas Cowboys would do more of a spread concept in order to spread out the defense, allowing our offensive front to open up those gaps so our running backs can run through them. If I'm not mistaken, Schotty uses the Yall offensive system mixed with some ground and pound while keeping the West Coast style. This style simplifies the offense while also keeping a fast pace. It allows the run game to flourish while also using short and immediate passes as an extension of the run. This is one of the reasons why Dak Prescott had the nickname Dink and Dak when he first joined the league. So, Cowboys Nation, I want our offense to be vanilla. I want our offense to be vanilla while our defense is dynamic. What do I mean by vanilla? I want Dak Prescott to go back to that dink and dak. I want the offense to beat teams over the head with slants and drag routes. And just when you thought you were going to get hit by another drag route, they call a play that beats the defense over the top. I don't care what the 3 and 4 letter networks say. I don't care what name Stephen A. Smith makes up for Dak Prescott in this offense, just as long as we're getting out there and we're winning games. You can call him Dink and Dak all you want. If it gets us further than where we've been the past 30 years, I am definitely cool with that. But, Angry Cowboys fan family, this is the time at the end of the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast where I dip into the comment section and answer a couple comments from the ACF family. The first comment comes from David Lawrence, 8051. The comment reads, Romo came into his Cowboys career having to carry the team offensively. Romo actually was so used to carrying us, he needed to tone it down a little. Dak, to me, is a game manager that could carry every now and then, but not consistently. I saw a stat that said there was only 1 year Romo had a defense that was in the top half of the league. Dak has had multiple top 10 offenses and defenses. Also, I never thought Romo's play directly led us to losing playoff games, whereas Dak's play has led us to at least 2 losses in the playoffs. All right, David Lawrence, I know we've been having this conversation in the comment section, and I just want to touch base on it a little bit, give you my raw and uncut on it. But when you said that Romo never had a top 10 defense, or he had only 1 top 10 defense, I'm going to go back to the playoff years for Tony Romo. He started 2006. He took over for Drew Bledsoe, right? Well, they went to the playoffs and they lost in the wild card round. They were ranked 13th defensively. 2007, they were ranked 9th defensively. 2009, they were ranked 9th defensively. In 2014, they were ranked 19th defensively. So under Dak Prescott, 2016, even though it was under both Dak Prescott and Tony Romo, their defense was ranked 14th that year. 2018, they were ranked 7th. 2021, they were ranked 19th. 2022, they were ranked 12th. And 2023, they were ranked 5th. So, for the person to have out of the top 10 as far as defenses go, Dak Prescott has had 3 times out of those times going to the playoffs, out of the 5 times going to the playoffs, 3 that were out of the top 10. Those other 2, they were top 10, 7 and 5. So, Tony Romo also had 2 teams that were within the top 10. So, saying that he only had 1 team that was in the top 10, that's just not true. You know what I'm saying? We tend to say these things to further our narratives. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand for the life of me, why there's so much division. While people will put down somebody that they put down while he was playing. Let's not get it twisted. Tony Romo went through so much shit as the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. He went through so much. And that's not even on the field, Cowboys Nation. That's off the field. That's not from rival fan bases. That's from our own fan base. Not only that, but Tony Romo leaves, he retires, and he's a god now. Blasphemy. All I'm saying is that maybe, just listen to me real quick, maybe this organization has wasted the talents of a lot of individuals as opposed to one individual barring the team from a Super Bowl championship. Tony Romo didn't bar this team, and neither does Dak Prescott. But hey, that's neither here nor there. I truly appreciate you for your comment. I truly appreciate you for your passion, your desire for this team. I love it, and I love that you are a part of the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel. Thank you once again for your comment. All right, and the next one is from These Boys Just Win. The comment reads, Romo was that dude. Him and Dak is nowhere near the same. Defenses feared Romo. The great talks about Romo. I'll keep it a buck. I haven't heard any of the greats talk about Tony Romo. I mean, was Tony Romo a great quarterback? Yes, he was. I don't want to take anything from Tony Romo. He was a great quarterback. But damn, y'all gonna use Tony Romo against Dak Prescott to say that Dak Prescott's no good? Why is it that I always heard that Dak Prescott was Tony Romo 2.0? That's why I feel that it is more likely that Jerry and Stephen Jones wasted Tony Romo and Dak Prescott's career. That they didn't take them serious, that they wouldn't make the moves necessary in order to build them a team that could win a championship. Here we are as Cowboys Nation, always sitting back, wanting them to do the impossible, wanting the quarterback to lift everybody's level of play up. Not even just Dak Prescott, but I'm talking about Tony Romo as well. Here we sit, thinking that the quarterback position is responsible for everybody else on this team, as opposed to the damn owner being responsible for everybody on this team. Can we think this way? Here we are, putting these quarterbacks up against each other, when we should be focusing our attention on the ownership and the lack of movement that they made for Tony Romo as well as Dak Prescott. Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, Jason Witten, all those guys who left this team and didn't have a Super Bowl ring, it wasn't because of Tony Romo. It wasn't because of Dak Prescott. It was because of Jerry Jones. And I'll say Stephen Jones too. So let's go ahead and chalk it up to the front office. But these boys just win. I appreciate you being a part of the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel. I appreciate you being a part of the 10K that we have reached. But most importantly, I appreciate you for being DC for life. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. Cowboys Nation, what do you guys feel about the Schotty Effect? How do you feel that what Brian Schottenheimer is doing on this offseason is helping this Dallas Cowboys team? Y'all know how we do things. We always talk about it in the comment section. But if you're digging this content and want to help the Angry Cowboys Fan reach its new milestone of 20,000 subscribers, drop a like on this video and please consider sharing it with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan. If you are DC for life and you back the entire team, Brian Schottenheimer, Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott on down, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, film breakdown, or Madden 25 or College Football 25 gameplay. And next month, Cowboys Nation, we're going to have College Football 26. So when College Football 26 comes out, I will make sure that I live stream it with you guys. We're going to play some games. I'm probably going to get my ass whooped, especially if I play, Henny DeMoore or Jay Tuck. I haven't played Lose Takes yet, but with all those guys that I just mentioned, make sure you go subscribe to them. Make sure that you are hearing the knowledge that they have, because these are three knowledgeable guys, and there's even more knowledgeable people within Cowboys Nation. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. I love you guys, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys Fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.